Hi folks, so we're looking at our game website from Tuesday, and you will notice that we should have everything on the far left side. And our goal is to get 3 columns. So let's take a look at our HTML and our CSS. So here's our HTML. I'll make this a little bit bigger. What we're going to do is we are going to try to get our navigation area. We can either do it left or right. And our side is going to be on the opposite side of our navigation. And then our main is going to be right in the middle. And our footer should always remain in the bottom. So for this one, let's see if we can get our nav to be on the right side. So we're going to keep it, or sorry, the left side. So we're going to keep it on the left. So we want to float it left. I'm in my CSS. And I'm going to go float left. Save and refresh. And hopefully it doesn't do anything too crazy except move my aside area up. And basically this is just setting the navigation area here to the left side. And then we are going to float our aside area to the right. So this is my aside in my CSS, and I'm going to float it to the right. And now it's on the right. Perfect. And now I want my main area to be in the center. So a few things we might have to do here. Our main area, we have a set width. And let's double check. Okay. And we are actually going to push it off from the left side. So I'm going to do a margin left. And my navigation is 200 pixels. So I need at least 200 pixels from the left. And I'm going to go with 250. Let's try that. Save. I'm going to move this over. Oops. That was my footer. My fault, guys. You should be in your main area. Margin left. And I'm in my main area here. And it's, what did I say, 250? And we can always change that later. Save and refresh. There we go. So now you'll see that my navigation's on my right, my aside is on, or sorry, my navigation's on left, my side's on the right, and then my main area here is stuck in the middle. And I want my footer to clear both. So I'm going to go to my footer here and do clear, colon, both. And it should clear both of those. And there it is. See, it's at the bottom and it clears both the left and the right. Now I want them to be more consistent. So my navigation bar, I want to have a certain height. And I'm going to go into my nav, and I'm going to give it a set height here. I like to keep my width and height about at the same area, so that's why I went right below the width here. And I'm going to make that, let's make it 600 pixels. Let's see how far that is. Perfect. And I'm also going to make my aside 600 pixels. I'm going to make it the height for my aside, 600. And refresh. So it brings it all the way down. And I'm also going to make my main area go that far down. So I'm going to go down to my main. Oops, and I'm going to put the width and the height in the same. So height, and I said 600 pixels. Everything should kind of be level. Perfect. Now you'll notice that there's a lot of spacing in between. So I want to try to get my dessert bonus in my main area a little bit wider. So I'm going to make the width maybe 280. This is my main area. And you notice there's quite a big gap. So I might actually move my margin left maybe over 10 picks. So instead of 250, I may make it 240. A little bit more, more centered. Another thing you'll notice, my cookie jam navigation and my about cookie jam, my side, are really close to the edges. And so we want to work with some margin work. So let's go to my nav. And I'm going to do some margin work from my nav here. I like to keep my float kind of at the bottom. So I'm going to do margin left. And I want it to come maybe 5 picks. So it's a little bit further away from the edge. There. See how there's a little bit more space in between there? And I'm going to do the same thing with my aside, but instead of margin left, I'm going to do margin, and I'm going to come from the right. I'm going to make that 5 picks. And refresh. Perfect. That looks great. Now, if I want some spacing between these, I can go ahead and do some margin work, margin top. So I'm going to go to my nav here, and I'm going to keep my margins together. So I'm going to do margin top. Maybe I'll do that 5 picks as well. There. And I'm going to do the same thing with my aside as well as my main. So my side, I'm going to do margin top, and I said 5 picks. And if I save that and refresh, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my main and have it drop down. Margin top, 55 picks. And refresh. Perfecto. And then I want my footer to also have some space between it. So I'm going to go to my footer, and I'm going to go right under my padding, margin top, and I'm going to have that do 5 picks. Save and refresh. And now I have some spacing in between there. Excellent. Now let's talk about creating some more area in our dessert or in our main area here. So if I go to my main in my HTML, I want to add a picture. So I'm going to add a picture. IMG src equals images. I'm going to go to my images and take a look here and see what pictures I have. I think I'm going to do cookie 1. So if you don't have another picture, go find one. And it's a JPEG, JPG, and alt. I'm just going to say pick title. These are tools or bonus. And I'm going to do width is going to be 100. Height is going to be 100. Let's see how big that looks. Save and refresh. And there's my picture. If I add more information, I can do that. I can make it a div. So I'm going to actually make that a div. This image a div. And I'm going to make this specific image a div, and I'm going to call it an ID, and I'm going to call it bonus. And then I'm going to go to my CSS, and I'm going to make that image, I'm going to give it some style as well. So I'm going to do hashtag bonus. I might give it a border. 2 pics, solid, and I'll make it black. if it works. There's that. And then I might actually have it float right. So float right. And it's going to float right in there. And if I want it inside my paragraph, I'm going to get rid of my paragraph, do a \P here. I'm going to come up. And then I can always add some more words. So in Cookie Jam, there are many tools and bonuses that you can earn. Such bonus desserts are cakes, bowling pins, spoons, jacks, pastry bags, and I'm trying to think what else. Oh, oven mitts. Save and refresh. All right, so I noticed that my picture isn't floating as right as I want it to be. So I'm actually going to see if we put it above. I'm going to copy it or cut it, and I'm going to put it above. Save and refresh. There we go. So when we do floats, sometimes it matters, like I said, the order of how they appear in your HTML. So I want my picture to float right and have the words go to the left. So I needed it to be before my words. So that way it's stuck to the right side before I have in Cookie Jam. And then all the words inside my paragraph are after it. And I put it within the paragraph, so that's fine. You can have nested items inside of each other. So that all works. Okay, and then if we want another paragraph, we could say Cookie Jam is a wonderful game and app that can be found on Google Play and the App Store. Some other XFP. This will give you an idea of how you can make things look more like a newspaper or look more professional, where you have a picture off to the side and then you have text around it and below it. And then you could add another picture. We could find another picture for Cookie Jam or for whatever topic you pick. Let's find a picture. And let's see. Oh, let's do the panda. And I'm going to put it in my images folder. Okay, and I'm going to put it in my HTML. So I'm going to do that right here. img src equals images, and I think it's called cookie JPEG. Alt is pic, and title is pic, and width. Oh, let's make that 150. height is going to be 150 as well. We'll see how that looks. Save and refresh. And there's my picture, and I actually want it wider than that. So I'm going to go ahead and make the width 200. You notice how it's not really centered. If I want to center this picture, I can create a div for it. And I'm not going to actually create a special div, although I could. Let's see, we could do that. We could create an ID and call it bonus 2. This ID for the second picture. And if I do hashtag bonus 2, you could do some margin. So margin left should be auto, margin right should be auto. And we needed to have a set width. So my width was 250. I think we can do that here. Oops, wrong one. Should be bonus 2, right? Yeah, that's what I named it. All right, so you'll notice that we can't center this last picture. And it's because when we create a special ID for the image, it doesn't always work that way. So instead of creating a special ID for the image, I'm going to get rid of that again. So this is my second image. Inside my main, I'm actually going to create a special div for the image inside. So I'm going to div ID and call it bonus 2. And then I'm going to close out that picture with a backslash div. I just wanted to show you the difference, how here in the first picture, we in fact made it a special ID called bonus. But for the second picture, it didn't work. And so creating a div ID where the picture is inside of that special area, that should work. And now it's centered. Okay. So the goal is to finish off this, and when you are done, you are going to also add a few more links here. So I'm actually going to put that in our nav area. So after this, you're going to add please add 2 more links. And after your second picture inside your main, after the div, you're going to please add 1 more paragraph and 1 more picture. When you're done, you're going to hand it in.
Penny Moore and John Tuckering, please come to the office.